Hi, everybody. Hey, I wanted to do a video today on a couple of things. I guess the first thing is I don't have anything resolved on my eye issue yet. I am still scheduled for surgery on March 22nd. And again, if I have to have this surgery, my lawn care business is at least put on hold for 60 days, maybe permanently. Just waiting for some results that I hope I'll get tomorrow on Monday. It's Sunday here in Indianapolis. Bright, sunshiny day. Spring is in the air. Anxious to get started in this business, as I'm sure everybody through many parts of the country are too, if you haven't started already. But today I wanted to talk about my equipment a little bit and why I made the decision to go the route I went, and my business model and why I chose to go this direction with my business model. Now, to preface all this, understand I am not looking to grow this into a multi-million-dollar business or even $1 million business. I intend on staying solo. It fits my lifestyle right now. I own 2 other businesses currently. One of the businesses I have little involvement in. My wife runs it. Basically, it's a graphic design business. And my second business is, if you're a golfer, I subcontract for the Golf Channel. I run golf tournaments for the Golf Channel, mainly here in the state of Indiana, but sometimes other different parts of the country and stuff. But so that doesn't, that takes up about 15 weekends a year, and there's some other work involved with that. So I'm not somebody looking to grow this into a large lawn care business. With that being said, I mean, the ideal situation for me, I'm looking to do 5 to 10 lawns a day, 5 days a week, so maybe 50 customers maximum. My first year, my goal is to obtain 30 weekly customers, and if I can get up to 50, that would be awesome. So with that in mind, that's kind of what made my decisions towards equipment and my business model. It's what led me down this path to this direction. So the first thing on equipment, and I've shown you pictures of I'm at my storage unit today, my warehouse before, where I've got all my handheld equipment boxed up in the corner. I actually bought it before the first of the year, so I could take advantage of the 179 tax write-off. But the real reason I'll tell you here in a minute. But I've decided to go all electric. And a couple of things that made me to decide to go all electric was, number one, being a new business, I wanted to differentiate myself in the marketplace. Now, is it a huge differential? No. And doing the research I've done, surprisingly, all electric may appeal more to commercial customers than it necessarily will to residential customers. I think the residential customers it'll appeal to is maybe a stay-at-home mom that might have some youngsters at home, and the reduced noise, because that's the biggest advantage. Just it's a lot less quiet, or not less quiet, a lot less noisy than traditional internal combustion engine equipment. It might appeal to them, but what I hadn't considered until I started talking to the guys that I bought my 48-inch stander from was that the all-electric really appeals to commercial clients who maybe have a green initiative. Say a bank, for example, that wants to be able to tell their customers that they have a green initiative, and go as far as, hey, even the people that take care of our property here are 100% electric or battery powered. And the other area were things like hospitals, medical facilities, nursing homes, places like that. Even some apartment complexes may be interested in that, but I'm not going after big complexes. So as soon as I find out that I'm a go for this business or not a go, but let's assume I can be a go for this and that my eyes aren't going to prevent me from doing this. I've got my marketing material ready that I can hand out to the smaller commercial properties that fit kind of that mold a little bit, banks, some nursing homes, places like that the all-electric might appeal to them. I think with commercial property, and again, I'm going from advice that other people have given me, that your typical residential customer is looking for the best price along with good service. Service and price go hand in hand. What's that old saying? You can get, quality, speed of service, or price. You can pick two or three of them, but not all three. But I think it will also appeal to some people out there that are, and no offense to people that are this way, that are the tree huggers. I'm not a tree hugger. I mean, I'm all for the environment. We are in the green industry, so we are supposed to be stewards of the environment. But that wasn't my motivation for going all electric. My motivation was to differentiate myself in the marketplace. So I'm a little bit different. And the other reason, which is maybe a more of a personal reason, is the maintenance requirements. Now, I know a lot of guys have done reviews on some handheld battery-powered equipment out there, and I understand the shortcomings that I'm going to run into with some of this battery-powered equipment. But for the type of properties that I'm looking to service, I don't think it's an issue. The blower that I've got is 150 miles an hour and 600 cubic feet per minute. Is it as big as some of the backpack blowers? No, but it's plenty power enough to blow grass off of a driveway and a sidewalk, and even leaves and stuff out of flower beds. Would I want to do a fall cleanup with it? No. Probably not from a power point of view or the longevity of the battery point of view. But for coming in and doing somebody's lawn, I don't think it's an issue at all, personally. I demoed the blower. I demoed the string trimmer. I also got the 21-inch push mower, trim mower, that is all battery powered. And I also bought a battery powered hedge trimmer. And I went with Greenworks. And the reason I went with Greenworks, and I'll tell you, it came down between Greenworks and Ego. And Ego you can buy right at Home Depot. And I ordered some of the Ego products, and just to touch and feel them and compare them to the Greenworks. And they're just not as heavy duty as the Greenworks. The Greenworks these are pretty solid, well-built pieces of equipment. But I still hadn't made up my mind, and this was the 1st of December, beginning of December, and I'm still kind of going back and forth. Greenworks didn't offer an edger, but I saw a picture of an edger on their website, so I thought that was kind of strange, but they didn't have one for sale. And this is Greenworks Commercial, by the way, not Greenworks Commercial. Same company, but these are commercial equipment, the 82 volt batteries. So I contacted Greenworks, and they assure me that the stick edger is something they're coming out with this spring. So I thought, well, Ego has the stick edger, just wasn't sure what way to go. But by coincidence, I know some of you guys are familiar with Site One. So I'd signed up with Site One. I didn't know Site One from Adam until I started getting in this business and saw the products they offering. But when I went in to sign up my company with Site One, they were having here locally in Indianapolis a Site One University. I don't know, December 10th, somewhere around there, first couple of weeks in December. And he said, hey, you might want to go and check this out. So I did. I went to some of the classes, a lot of classes on weed control and fertilization and things like that. A lot of it was over my head, to be honest with you, because I haven't gotten into it that much. But I enjoyed it, and I went through it. But when I was looking at they had some manufacturers with equipment and stuff on their display there, and I purposely wanted to go look at the Greenworks display, and lo and behold, they were running a promotion that if you buy any piece of equipment and a battery with it, you get a free battery. I was like, interesting. So I talked to the Greenworks, or not the Greenworks, but the Site One bigwig there. Then the special was supposed to be only good for that day. I said, look, I need about a week here. I want to demo some of this and stuff. He said, hey, no problem. So long story short, I went to my local Site One. I brought the mower home, the string trimmer home, and the blower home, and was able to demo them all. I went on the site and I started comparing amp hour, batteries for the 82 volt. And it turns out the 4 amp hour battery is the best buy. You can buy 2.5 amp hour battery, a 4 amp hour battery, and a 5 amp hour battery. And then they actually have a battery backpack that I believe is 12 amp hours. And in doing my research, price-wise, the 2.5 amp hour and the 5 amp hour batteries all ran you just about $60 per amp hour. But the 4 amp hour battery was only $55 per amp hour. So I thought, okay, this is the best buy. So I picked out my 4 pieces of equipment. Of course, I had to buy 4 pieces of equipment, or I wanted 4 pieces of equipment. So I have to buy 4 batteries with that. You have to buy a charger with each battery. And then I also bought what they call a waist belt, which is kind of like a backpack kind of thing. It really doesn't fit my fat ass, but the shoulder harnesses throw it over my shoulder with the battery in the back. It worked fine. I couldn't quite get the waist strap connected. I could, but it wasn't comfortable. And it's got about a 6-foot cord on it so you carry the battery on your back and you plug the cord into the piece of equipment with a dummy battery. Made your equipment really light. Because one thing I discovered with the blower, just putting the battery directly in the blower makes the blower really back heavy. I mean, it wanted to flip up on you, but you put the dummy battery in and it works really well. And actually the blower I ended up buying, you don't even put the dummy battery in it. You just connect the cord from the waist pack into it. And I just really fell in love with the equipment. So comparing that to the Ego, price-wise, they were virtually the same. So for me to duplicate the same equipment and the same batteries, I didn't have to buy 4 chargers with Ego. I mean, I could buy 1 or 2. I mean, it just depends on how often you want to change the batteries. The Ego stuff was about $200 less. So for Ego, I was going to spend about $2,000 versus Greenworks commercial. I spent $2,200 to get all my equipment, my 4 batteries, my 4 chargers, and this waist pack. But I also got 4 batteries for free, which I didn't get with the Ego. Well, the value of the 4 batteries, 4 amp hour batteries, which are $220 a piece, was $880. Well, Site One isn't going to carry the 4 amp hour batteries for whatever reason. They're only going to carry 2.5 and 5 amp. And I said, well, look, I really want the 4. I mean, it's not that much money, but it's the best buy. So I wanted to, that's what I wanted. I mean, so they said, oh, no problem. We can order them in for you. I said, yeah, I'm not in a hurry. I want to pay for it before the first of the year. When they come in, they come in. And so we went through all that. And the regional rep from Greenworks contacted me and he said, hey, thanks for your order, da-da-da. He said, listen, the 4 free batteries you want, I'm going to send you 4 5 amp hour batteries, not 4 amp hour batteries. So I ended up getting 4 free 5 amp hour batteries at no charge. The 5 amp hour batteries are $300 a piece. So that would have been an additional $1,200. And I got it absolutely for free. So that sealed the deal with me for Greenworks. And as far as run times and stuff, I've got 36 amp hours available to me after a full charge on any single day. Well, I tested between the blower and the string trimmer. When I was demoing the string trimmer, I had a 2.5 amp hour battery, and I went full bore for an hour and a half out in my backyard. It was December, but we had a nice day here, and I was out there and trimming my own backyard. Just kept it on for a full hour and a half. I got a full hour and a half's use out of it on 2.5 amp hours. And on the blower, which is a different blower than I got, but on the 2.5 amp hour battery, I got about 40 minutes out of the blower. So, I did calculations. Well, I have 36 amp hours available to me. And I just thought this is going to get me through a typical day of even 10 lawns. The fact that I'm looking at, maybe quarter acre lawns or less. So that's why I went with Greenworks, and I'm really happy about the decision. I wanted to do a video unpacking them and showing everybody, but the truth is, if I have to have this eye surgery, I'm taking them back to Site 1, and I'll just return them and get my money back if I'm unable to go into this business. And so I just want to keep them in the box so I don't have any hassle returning them, which I don't think I will anyway, but that's why I haven't opened them and showed them to everybody. So that's my handheld equipment that I'm starting with. I only got one string trimmer to begin with. I've actually got another one as backup, an electric one that I had at my house. I mean, it's a cheap Black & Decker type of thing, but, I can throw that in the back of the truck just to make sure I have a backup with me. But I assume once I get some customers under my belt, that'll be the first thing I buy is an additional string trimmer, just so I have a backup. And I may go the same route with the blower. And again, just like the string trimmer, I have a backup electric blower that I'll carry with me just in case something would happen and would go out. But I was really pleased with the decision. I basically got, almost $3,500 worth of equipment for $2,200, and it gives me plenty of battery power to last me through the day. So that's why I went with that.